Good evening, everybody, and welcome. It's Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Central European Time, and that means time for a LinkedIn Live with me, Lily. So I'm really excited today because I have a really cool topic for today, and the topic is, so before I introduce myself, the topic is omnipresence. Become the go-to in your industry. It's really a topic which drives me personally the whole week and the week before, and I thought, well, let's do a live about it, and I'm really excited to receive your comments, your feedbacks, your questions, whatever is on your mind towards the topic omnipresence. And before we start, let me say a few words about myself. So my name is Lily. I'm the CEO of 𝘁cie Consulting. And I'm really driven by the B2B industry and the food and beverage industry. And I help decision makers like you within this industry to get more visibility and to start out on social media with the help of LinkedIn, for example. So if you feel like, well, we should be kind of more present, we should be kind of attracting maybe diverse customers within our industry, or we have solutions for not only for the food and beverage industry, but for example, your production line is also able to do something for another industry. Now it's the best timing to tell this to the world and to gain more qualified customers and leads, of course. And so before we start, as I mentioned, please feel free to add your comments or send me your questions. I will be more than happy to answer them or to discuss them with you, because I think this is a really topic where a lot of emotion is involved, where a lot of people have a bad feeling about the word omnipresence. And that's why I'm really excited to have a closer look into it. And I have prepared a few slides because I think it's easier to follow the topic and to have an understanding about it. So let me just find the presentation, and then we can go ahead and have a look on it. So let me go back. Here we are. Here we are. So just a second. It's always the technical setup. It's kind of different sometimes. So here we go. So, but let me know where you are you from tuning in? What are your thoughts about omnipresence? So I would be more than happy to hear that. Yeah, here we go. So omnipresence. Become the go-to in your industry. And why is it so important to be able to do so? We will figure out right now. But first of all, you know me, I love definitions. So what is omnipresence? On the one hand, omnipresent is someone who is omnipresent, or who is present everywhere, or seems to be always present. So it doesn't matter where you are, you always see this person, this company, the products of them. Another definition is as well present, or having an effect everywhere at the same time. So it comes all to be everywhere at the same time. And of course, you say, well, is it possible, or why should I do so? I mean, I have a life, so how can I be everywhere? I don't have clones, and this is exactly what we will look into today. And I will give you some tips how you as a business can be omnipresent and why it is important nowadays to be omnipresent. So 5 tips how you can become the go-to in your industry. So first of all, you have to impress yourself, your people, so your employees or your assistants, your freelancers, so everybody who's involved in your business, and your competition. Because if you have those three under big impressions, so to say, buying customers will be coming automatically. Why? There is a saying where energy flows, money goes, and this is exactly what happens here. If you are omnipresent, if you are doing a lot of course, also advertising, but content creation on different platforms, attracting your audience, you are impressing yourself. Yeah, so you really have to be convinced of yourself and be impressed of yourself. Get your people on board, and then your competition, so your competitors will always think, well, what the heck, how is he or she or your business again present? And they will follow, also starting following you, and a good competitor following you is always a good option. Second, promote. So promotion is crucial, because only then you will be able to convert. So if you can generate leads, only then you can also generate a buying customer, or convert a lead to a buying customer. And this you can only do if you invest. It can be money, of course, time, and of course also energy. So depending on your goal, but for omnipresence, you really have to invest. And I would say the easiest is to invest money, because you create ads, you buy ads, and they work kind of automatically for you. But do not underestimate time and energy as well. Yeah. So if you decide to bring your business to the next level, and you decide to get or to become omnipresent, then keep that in mind. So promote, and invest. But then you can also convert. And it's of course easier to step back from too much. So being there too much, offering too much, than trying to stretch yourself up from the bottom, you know? So it's always better to have too much on the plate and reduce it then, or make little packages for your audience or the person being there in front of you, instead of trying to climb up and throwing something on them. The third tip, you need 30 touches with your customer. So the first time when I said it, everybody was like, oh my God, wasn't it 5? Wasn't it 7? Or at max 12? Yeah, theoretically, yeah. But now also after the past year, so to say, where everybody got online, and online is the thing right now, so you can do business, particular just online. That's why there is a lot of noise out there. And to stick out of the masses, you need 30 touches with your customer. And what are the 30 touches? So the 30 touches are not only like the real contact with the customer, but that they see your ad, that they see your post, that they see your story, that they see your article, that they see your newsletter. Yeah. So these are all the different steps or touches which you have as a tool in your toolbox. And that's why it's important to be omnipresent, or better to say, the omnipresence is increasing the chance to hit the 30 touches much faster. Because imagine to call up a customer 30 times can be really annoying also for yourself, but having different tools in your toolbox where you are able to reach your customers in different ways, this is really smart, I would say. What is also really important, you must be searchable, Googleable, or whatever you call it, because the more people are searching you, the more your revenue increases. This is a really easy calculation here, because the more, so the more omnipresent you are, the more attention you get, and people get curious to know you. That's why they go and search for you. And then depending on your setup, marketing and IT backend, where will the people be led to? And the more opportunities you give those people, so that they can find you on LinkedIn, they can find you on your webpage, they can find you on Instagram, they can find you on Facebook or whatever is there, or they can sign up immediately for your newsletter, then the chance is really, really high that your revenue increases with this searches. So if you take some graphs out of Google, for example, then you will see the development of it. And of course, also if you have campaigns running or product advertising running, then you will see the results. And the fifth tip is post something that's shareable. So I must admit, I'm not always posting something which is shareable because I have like a long text, because I want to give value and I want to give information. But there's also a chance to lose a lot of my audience, of course, as well. So post something which is shareable, which is nice to consume, not easy, but nice and informative to consume in an easy, shareable way. Because make it easy for the people to interact with your content. Yeah, so if you post something and somebody is really excited about it, they want to share it with their friends, family, business partners. And the more shareable your content is, the more interaction and the more opportunities you will create. I know this is a really tough one, and as I said, I don't think that I have shareable content, but this is a goal for me on which I will work in the next weeks to create shareable content. And also the mix makes the difference here. Yeah, of course you can post articles which are really for the people who are from your industry, who want to know in depth what you are talking about. And on the other hand, have something easy to consume. Yeah, so it's like in real life. Sometimes you want to have a 3-course meal, and sometimes you just want to have a snack. And my top tip for today is be fast. Then speed is the new big. As mentioned before, there's so much noise on the market, especially online, and to stick out there and to be visible there, it's a real challenge, speaking honestly about it. And that's why speed makes here the difference. Who is the first there? Who is the first omnipresent person? Who is the first in the mind of your customer? This should always be you, for your industry, for your specific area. And this you can really achieve when you decide to get omnipresent. And this will give you a real great push for your business, but also for your motivation. Yeah? Because you know, sometimes if you are posting and creating content and the figures, so the interaction rate is low, the visibility is low, I mean, why should you do it then? That's absolutely no fun. But if you have interaction and if you have people who are interacting with your content, who share your content, who follow your pages, who sign up for your newsletters, then it's like, woo, it's a real booster for your own motivation. So that's why get omnipresent. And if you want to know more about omnipresence, then send me an email with #omnipresence and let's talk about it. So my email is lily@𝘁cie.de. So now I'm looking forward to your questions. So I'm switching to the presentation. Here we go. So if you have any comments, any questions, any thoughts about what you've just heard, or if you are listening to replay, then just leave also a comment. I will check on it. And I have a few more things which I will add to the tips just shared. So for example, have you ever thought that advertising, so running a campaign, running an ad, is like a live event? So for those of you who have visited live events or who have organized your own live events, and a live event is also like a trade show. So it's not only that you have like a summit and speakers and everybody tries to sell something from the stage. No, it's not only this, it's also a trade show. A trade show, it's also advertising like a live event. Yeah? So it's a live event. And the moment when you run your marketing campaign online, think about a live event. So what would you do if you are participating at a trade show? So what would you do? And adapt this to your marketing campaign as well. Really powerful. And, you know, a lot of people are also, or tend to criticize people who are omnipresent, because they say, well, you are everywhere, you are confused, you don't have a focus. So this is also often a comment, omnipresent people or businesses here. But what I have to add to it is, you know, lose better on your terms. So, I mean, even if you are omnipresent and you have the power in your hands, and if you are not converting, then these are your terms, you know, and not that you have to say that you have not tried it out. Do different audiences or try a different audience, but of course know your audience, but try another audience as well. So for example, if you have just targeted men, try to target women. So or try to learn from them, join some groups and try to learn from them or ask them a question, because to have a third party thought or a third party idea about it, it's also a really powerful option. And then you gain another audience, or even, for example, you target men product, you join a women group, you introduce yourself, ask some questions, introduce your product, and then the woman would think, oh, well, maybe this is something for my husband, my brother, my boyfriend, whatever. Then you have this multiplier as well. And then, of course, a lot of people are asking, well, Lily, that's all nice, but on which channels should I be active if I talk about omnipresence? And I just want to give you a few classical social media tips, or what to take care of. So for example, Facebook, if you are active on Facebook, so I'm streaming right now live on Facebook, but 85% of all users watch videos without sound. So for example, those who are watching now on Facebook, they cannot hear what I'm saying because there is no undertitle. So if Facebook is one of your channels, then make sure if you post video content that you add an undertitle, so that you have subtitles. Otherwise, you are losing the audience. Yeah? Instagram is still a big deal, but they have dropped the visibility and reachability there. But what is really great, these are the stories. So Instagram stories are the real big deal. So if Instagram is your channel, or you want to try it out, then concentrate more on the stories, because then you will have a higher reachability and will be able to gain more followers through stories than through picture posts, which was a big deal a few years ago. YouTube, have you ever thought about it, that YouTube has no trouble at all? So YouTube is never in the media, like not courting or whatever. So it's a really kind of serious platform. There you can have evergreen videos, and people spend a long time there. So a lot of people who are not Netflixing, they are YouTubing. So there are a lot of documentaries, there are a lot of interviews, and there are a lot of even sports programs. So I must admit, I'm a really big YouTube consumer, and we have also a channel. So Malif Connecting, I invite you to have a look and of course follow our channel. We are sharing regularly really great content. So this is a great opportunity also to share longer content or specific content. And this is a really great source for that. And of course, our favorite platform, LinkedIn for professionals who are ready for business. So all the people who are on LinkedIn, they're really ready for business. And I was just talking to a CEO recently, and he said, well, you know, Instagram is for me, for private, for fun. But if I want to be contacted someone on real business topics, then I always answer if this contact comes over LinkedIn. If somebody tries to sell me something on Instagram, I will never answer. But on LinkedIn, the awareness is there and people are there to make business. And this is really, really exciting about it. So let's see, I have a comment. Welcome, LinkedIn Live on Facebook. Yay, it works. So because we're trying out to stream to Facebook parallel. So I'm streaming right now 3 channels, so it's a funny thing to see which of them will perform the best. But however, so guys, if there are no questions from your side, I hope that I could give you some new insights, some tips on the topic of omnipresence, and don't judge those who are everywhere, because they are just trying to get their business rolling and they want to be successful. So if you want to be part of it as well, think about an omnipresence and omnipresence on your terms. Yeah, so you decide where you are active, how often you are active, what content you are sharing, but keep in mind to be flexible and impress yourself, impress your people around, so your employees, get them on board, impress your competition, and then the buying customers will come automatically. In this said, I see you next week, same time, same place. See you.